Hi guys, and welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm basically going to show you a screen recording that I did for a client that wanted a free Google Ads audit. I do free Google Ads audits for clients every single day, so if you're interested in one, please get in touch. But these guys are a UK company called Sell My Laptop, and basically what they want from people is people who are wanting to sell a laptop get in touch and then basically get a quote from them, and they eventually buy their laptop for them, and then obviously the business model is to eventually sell on that laptop for some money. But they are not performing very well on Google Ads at the moment, and they want my help. So the main things they want here, I'm just looking at it, is they want more sales on their website. They did spend about, they said about £400 a week on Google Ads, but right now it is just not performing well anymore, and in the last 6 months it just seems like they've had absolute, like, their performance has just tanked. It's just tanked, and they want me to try to figure out how to improve it. Yeah, they've basically had it rest for about 2 months now, and it was spending about £2,000 prior per month, but at the moment it's not really spending anything. And in the video I'm basically going to go over what I normally do when it comes to the free audit, give them solutions to hopefully turn this account back around. So if you do want a free audit, please get in touch. You can see it in the description. I'm happy to look into your account, and I'd love to help you turn around your account. But for now, let's get into this video. So in terms of ads, I'm just going to go over like the overview first and then go into more of the details. But right now, conversions wise, there's no recorded conversions for a while now, since March, so almost 2 months with no recorded conversions. That tells me two things: that either the ads are just not making any sales whatsoever, and these are like lead generation sales as well, so you should be able to make some leads, even if they're not, instantly selling. You should be able to get some other line. So it makes me feel like it's not working, or something is just completely off. But before as well is that these conversions are probably, and I have to check the clicks on these, but how high these conversions are makes me feel like these are either completely inaccurate. Well, for example, you've had more conversions there than clicks. This makes me think that before it was completely inaccurate, and now it's gone to like one extreme to the other, where now it doesn't seem to be working as intended. So the first thing I'm going to do is just check on conversions. So yeah, submit lead forms, which is fine. I work with other businesses that do submit lead forms. Let me just check in the last 5-7 days. So this is a GA4 conversion source. You can track where, if, for example, if people go through the quote system and then eventually get to like a confirmation screen, like congratulations, this is the sort of thing you've been tracking. You can do that straight with Google Ads, but this makes me feel like that Google Analytics in some way is broken, so you're just not tracking conversions at all. I recommend to just click on create conversion action and eventually set it up for people who land on the confirmation page if you have one. So yeah, definitely get this fixed. Another method as well, people might get in contact with you, such as like clicking your email. You should track these as well when it comes to your Google Ads. Yeah, right now it feels like your conversion setup is just not working, so Google just would not push your ads because it can't really do anything. One thing I looked at as well before was campaigns. Right now you're scheduling to spend about £30 a day overall, and you've got different sections, which is fine. I do recommend, especially for your budget, you're spending £30 a day to just have like one campaign and then string like different sections within that, because they all seem to be doing the same thing. At the end of the day, people are selling their laptops. But if I looked at, like, for example, yesterday, even though you got a £30 budget within your ads, you only spent £5. And for example, this one here had no interactions at all, so I didn't spend a penny. This spent only 24p, and this P Max, I'm guessing this is, only spent £5 as well. And right now, well, you're telling Google to maximize conversions as much as possible, and that you've got a target CPA, so you want to pay a certain amount to get them conversions. But you've had no conversions for months, like 2 months. So Google has nothing to play with, and it can't even use the bid strategy you're selecting right now. So you really, really need to sort out as a priority your conversion tracking, because otherwise the bidding strategy system is just not going to work. You're never going to improve your ads or be able to run ads successfully with this issue. So yeah, that should definitely be a priority when it comes to this. So what I recommend for you to do, I think this is like a simple setup, Google Ads, which I think is smart setup, which I normally never do. I normally do a search campaign. I think this is a search campaign, and yeah, you've just got like the one ad in here. I recommend to have different things like the games and stuff. People are just searching for sell my laptop, sell a gaming laptop, that sort of thing. So yeah, the current setup just wouldn't do anything. Apparently your ad strength is excellent, which we'll have a look. So this is gaming laptop, any brand, instant cash, that sort of thing. 98% just ballot reviews. Okay, so we give the best price, that sort of thing. So yeah, people want to get basically as much money as possible when it comes to that. So yeah, it'd be nice to talk about them sort of things a lot more as well. Any deals you do, like if you do free delivery, well, you do free delivery on your laptop, that sort of thing. Yeah, try to push them as much as possible, because they have different variations as well of ads, because you've only got one ad live right now. Into your PayPal account, cash for you, yep. Yeah, some information there. We could bit more of a variation when it comes to that as well. Site links, definitely use site links, because you could easily because you got different steps. You could easily just have Asus, Dell, HP, Toshiba within the site links, just so people can get to the next step a lot quicker, because then they can go, okay, this is my thing, and then carry on. So yeah, that's what I recommend for doing here. And also always try to use these assets as much as possible, like promotions, call outs, that sort of thing. You got account levels call outs, which is fine, but I do recommend to use these as much as possible. You might not need to do lead form unless it could be valuable, but yeah, try to fill out these as much as possible. Also as well, I don't recommend to have this sort of like one capitalized letter and then just a sentence, that sort of thing. I recommend to try to title your entire text as well. It just looks more professional. So I can put sell my laptop. Yeah, you can see some of your competitors here that are appearing, but to be honest with you, with the amount you're bidding right now, you'll likely never appear on here right now. Google Ads is a kind of a nothing system for you right now unless you get it fixed. So that's my views on that. I'm just going to look into campaign settings as well to see if you can save money in any other way, shape or form. So one thing I do recommend you to turn off, web traffic, that's okay. But yeah, I recommend to turn off search network and display network as well. Turn both of these off, because your business is so small and your conversion track is not working. I feel like this is where most of the budget is probably going into. And normally for other brands, I would recommend to turn these both off, because otherwise you're just wasting money on platforms that aren't Google, or just on displays that might not work for you guys at the business. Scrolling down as well, I recommend right now to turn AI Max off. It's not as clever as I would hope it would be right now. Eventually I think it'll come good, but right now, especially the way your ads are running, I recommend to just turn this one off. You're also going after the entire UK, which is fine, but it depends if you might find it awkward to send to Northern Ireland. People do have sort of issues when it comes to things like that. So definitely, if for example, if Northern Ireland is a bit awkward for you, or you see orders from like mainland Ireland, I do recommend to exclude them as well. And this section as well, where it says include presence or interest or presence, I recommend just to select presence. You will get a lot better results when it comes to that. So yeah, just switch that over to presence, like so, then click save. Then everything else looks okay. Add rotation, yep, that should be okay. And then we're going into account settings as well, just to test things. And you do have some auto apply features as well on your Google Ads account, and I definitely recommend to turn these off, because this can do all sorts without you looking, and it might sound like a great thing that you can automate your ads, but you won't get good results using the auto feature. It's best to just kind of like set up shop exactly how you want your ads to be run, and then just manually tweak it yourself with what you see. For example, if I was doing ongoing management, I would change and drop bidding down, etc., from like a human eye and a data point of view, rather than Google Ads just guessing what is working. For example, it's doing the target CPA and you just can't do it right now, things like that. So yeah, definitely go to these auto apply settings and just switch them off, because otherwise it can be an absolute pain, an absolute pain to run. I'm also going to just look at search terms quickly, because like I mentioned to you, I do recommend to
I do recommend you need kind of like a hard restart and all these fixes and create a new campaign and set everything up under one campaign. But you can kind of like see what they've got in terms of what your ads are showing for. So people just searching for a Mac Air, click on your ads, laptops monthly payments, electronic thrift store near me, things for sale, rather than you selling a laptop. And this is the issue when it comes to this, is that you're getting a few clicks on your ads that aren't to do with actually selling a laptop, and this needs fixing. Because otherwise you're just going to get people on your page thinking they're going to buy a laptop, but it's about selling a laptop, and get confused and not make the right decision, and you're just wasting your money when it comes to this. And even though these are quite cheap sort of clicks, then they're not going to be interested in this. Like there's things like this, like where to sell used laptops near me, which could be fine, but like I said, these really need curbing. And that's kind of it, what I'm going to look at on the account. So the main things I think you should do is that right now the ads is in a very poor state, because you mentioned to me that you used to get quite a lot of sales, and even though it might have been some sales before, you could do a lot better with an actual proper setup and starting from scratch. So the main priority is fixing your conversion, your conversions. Just make sure that this is set up and it's solid, so it only triggers when people basically make an inquiry to your website. Should be easy to do, I hope. You can do it all on Google Ads, so that's number one priority. Second one is set up a new fresh campaign to do with selling laptops or selling gaming laptops, and use the words within the ads. I really recommend to do that. And also within there as well, try to talk about USPs, why you stand out. For example, you can get cash next day, get cash instantly, that sort of thing that people want when they sell a laptop, so they just want to get rid of it and get the cash in. And then other things as well that you could do, recommend to turn the auto apply settings off, just because it'll cause you a lot more headaches down the line if you turn this off. And double check your search terms, get some negative keywords in here, because they're just not all of them will be great. Some are fine, some you don't need to worry about, but some are definitely not what you want to be bidding on, and you're just wasting your money doing that. So that's kind of it right now when it comes to the account. It needs a lot of work, it needs kind of restarting, and my suggestions would be to pause the ads for now before all these things are fixed, and then go ahead with spending what you were before, whether it be £30 a day or even more, because you're not going to see good results the way the account is currently set up, because to me it's kind of just overall broken. That's the end of the video. Like I said, if you want a free audit, please get in touch. I do free audits, and you can see the link in the description. And these guys are great to work with. There's a guy called Phil, and I'm looking after their accounts right now and very excited to turn it around.